phone here. Hello, happy health habits, happy hour, well-being Wednesday. We have all the people who are watching recordings, bless your heart. And everybody remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel because you can always go back and when I put them on YouTube and you can rewatch all of them or any of your favorites. So there is a YouTube channel. So just so you know, FYI, if you didn't know that, hit subscribe. And then when you go to YouTube, they'll be there anytime you want. Okay, so today is January, what?
15.
We're at halftime. We're at halftime of our 28-day reset. And I love halftime because typically the law of intention is you're really high when you start, and then as the time goes by, the law of intention, right, goes down. Our motivation goes down. So you just reboot. And this is a perfect time to be getting into all of the habits of healthy thinking and Dave Blanchard's work, because this is the time when we start going south and people start quitting on themselves, right? So, but not us.
No.
Not us. We are not. We are charging forward. And I'm so proud of you guys. We had 25 plus people that have already taken the habit finder.
Cool.
And I'm thrilled because, like I say, the healthier you guys are in here, the easier coaching will be. Honestly, I don't know how many times I've talked to someone, right, Sharon, till you're blue in the face about the same thing over and over again, right? And right, Sharon, you're already experiencing that, right? It's like Sharon and I are always like, there's this wall. She just can't stop saying this or thinking this, right? And I just got a text from a doctor of chiropractic, and she took it and she was on last night, and she says, it was me the whole time. And he was talking about me the whole time. So it doesn't matter how smart we are, guys. It's not about that at all, right? So I will shut up. I'm just going to share with you my share, and I'll leave the room open and so you guys can all stay when I have to leave. But I'll just, you kind of, I did my accountability post in the Optimal Life group, and I shared it in that chat group that, you know, I that I have been, my big aha has been, and my takeaway, and even I've watched 2 debriefs now, and I still have to go back and take notes, and I am signed up for the class. But my big takeaway is just how, you know, healthy mind, healthy body, finances is a trilogy, and where I've been really in denial about being stuck is the area of healthy finances. And I have been really unable and unwilling. And this is going to push Kathy's buttons all day long. She's the financial lady. I've been unwilling, unable, been in denial. I've failed many times to be responsible for my financial well-being. And I'm just telling you right now. And then this is over many years. So that came glaring down on me. And the area of being uncoachable, you know, professionally, vocationally. You know, I love doing what I do and I love coaching with you guys, but I would do it all for free, you know? And, you know, and so, but I got to be responsible too. And then there's my husband and our personal life. So I'm just going to go there and I'm going to get healthier. I'm going to heal my relationship with money because I realize that it starts way, way, way long ago with my parents, right?
Yeah.
And I think epigenetically, my relationship with money came from the Depression era, right? When we get passed down these habits of thinking that really are stuck in there generationally. And so I'm gonna really go to town on those. That's one of my big things. And then my dad's been suicidal again and really not well. And he's had depression for a really long time. And he's just, yeah, so my emotional eating has kind of started creeping back in, and you know, it's tough. It's tough.
It's hard, yeah.
And
It
so
is. It is.
he's been this low before, but it's yeah.
It's not easy. It's
And
not easy.
yeah, so I want to nail that emotional eating thing too. So I'm gonna sign up with Kate too, Betty, and do my own
Good.
thing.
Good.
creeping back in. So I loved Monday, and my recap from Monday night was that I love that they talked about optimization is up and down, and how the girls on the Monday night were talking about the same thing. Like, all of a sudden I'm eating more than I should. And and Carol said this the other day. All of a sudden, why am I eating more nuts than I should? Why am I going,
Yeah.
Right.
and she's been optimizing for 5 years, right? Why am I doing this? So we just get slippery, and that's why we need to have accountability groups like this. And like I say, it's Eating Aholic Anonymous and Dietaholic Anonymous. This is who we are, and we're loud and proud, right? So I'm gonna work on that as well, and at a deeper level now also. So, but I love they started talking about that, because that's a reality. Nothing is ever a straight line. And I love the fact that transition now with the Ascend product is going to be so much more simple. Sharon, aren't you excited about it? Because she called nutrition support like every other day during her transition, because she was so anal. So anal about, were you, Sharon? You're so anal about it. And I did too. I called them multiple times during transition because I wanted to do it right. And it was
Yeah.
difficult because you had to really do DIY, right? You had to do it on your own. You're adding food exchange. You had the food exchange list, but then you had to really still create your, additions. And it really still required a lot more, thinking and planning and prepping. And now they've made the new plans, which I think is freaking brilliant with these stupid things.
Yeah.
Because like they said, you're going to find yourself in a pinch, and you're going to not have the thing. And, it's going to be, so it just makes it so much easier to have a transition plan that's a little bit more for dummies. So we don't have to think so hard about it, right, Sharon? Who else is transition?
Yeah.
More structured, yeah.
Yeah.
But where do you fail? You have the 12 bananas a day for 3 weeks, and then when the minute they tell you can have a bite of oatmeal, you go bonkers.
Right,
You
exactly.
go bonkers,
Right,
And then,
and that's why people fail in transition, because they just get too slippery. And
Yeah.
so this gives us more structure, and keep it simple, stupid. And so I really like that, because we don't live in a less stressful world. And even though we've reached our healthy weight, it's not less stressful. It's not. And so we need those keep it simple, stupid plans. So I really appreciate that structure. And I really, really love this brownie. This is
I'm
dangerous.
afraid to try it. So many people love it. I'm afraid. It's like,
Well, that's how I'm afraid to try it too.
are you good? You and I'll stand together, Kathy.
Yeah.
This is danger. Do not buy it if you love brownies. This is worse if you love cake. I cannot eat this because it is way too sugary for me. I don't like it because it's too sugary, which is good.
Yes.
However,
But that's chocolate, and that would be my trigger.
but
brownie.
like you can cut it into fourths,
Yeah.
and you can stick it in the freezer, and you can pull one out. So you know how I make my ice cream little squares that you can pop out?
Yeah.
I find that's really helpful. That's because you can just, you have one piece,
A
you pull
bite.
it out. So I would do that with these, make it in, cut them in half, put them in baggies, so I don't eat the whole bar if I don't, And Sarah, I'm so glad you're on, Yvonne. I'm glad you're on screen. That's awesome. And Roxy, welcome. Glad you're here.
Good.
Mary, okay, so that's me. I'm done sharing. But thank you for listening. And I want to applaud everybody who took the Strengths Finder, and all of you are so brave and courageous. I love the fact they talked about courage on a training I had this week. You don't have to have confidence. All you have to have is courage. And I can't remember what training it was, but if you're, yeah, right, Yvonne, your confidence can be like 0. If you just lean in on all of us that have the confidence, your courage will help you.
I did that.
Yep, you just show up. And
Yeah.
Yvonne shared this morning, she went on a trip. If you want to share yourself, what were your wins on your trip? She's what, a month or so, just a little over a month, not
Just
yet.
a little over a month. When I started on my trip, I was only on program 3 weeks. So I made sure that I carried enough fuelings with me so that if I was delayed in the airport, if I was delayed in getting picked up, I wasn't going to be hungry in the danger zone of the airport
Very good.
gases.
Very good.
Awesome.
Have you hostage in the airport?
Yeah.
Yes.
You save money. Yes.
Yeah.
Good for you. And she even made healthy choices at restaurants, and she was looking at making
good,
choices
good.
differently. And so she was very proud of her behavior during her vacation on the first 3 weeks. And she really nailed some habits that she was, yeah, right, Yvonne.
Yeah, I am a non-focused eater. I would find myself eating and not be hungry, but because it's there, I would eat. Stress prompted me to eat. By and all, I just love to eat. And I found that this program allows me to eat, but I'm finding that I'm more mindful.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop me from, because I'm in someone else's house, so I don't have control over the food, but I had control on, if she says, well, what are we gonna have? I could say, well, I'm just having vegetables and protein.
Good. Good.
The other Yvonne would not have done that. My friend is Hispanic. She cooks the greatest Spanish food. So when you're faced with eating all this good tasting, flavored
Oh, Roxy
food,
knows. Roxy, right?
Yeah.
it was hard, but I did it. I did it.
She brought her healthy mindset on vacation. That's the first thing,
Awesome.
you pack, right? That's
Yes.
the first
It
thing that goes
is.
in the suitcase. Who has to leave early? Thank you for sharing, Yvonne. Who has to leave early today?
I do.
Okay, Kathy, tell us what's your win, what's your learn, what's up, what's going on?
Well, I did the Pathfinders, and that was eye-opening, as I told you in my text. So I'm going to do the class 2, and I'm going through it again. I'm going to listen to it again because there was just so much information, and then I was trying to find where I was in that whole spectrum. So I'm going to go through it again.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
you know, it was eye-opening in some spots. I thought, what? That's how I ranked, and you know, I kind of was so happy, Betty, that you asked your question because that makes sense. You know, when he explained that, you know, like where you were when you took the test, that
Yeah.
test. So,
Yeah.
but I feel like mine is probably accurate, but I'm going to listen to him again and then do the Thursday training. So, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of like you, Amy, you know, with just all the emotional stuff that's been going on, and we didn't get to have Christmas with our family, and you know, I kind of had a little pity party, so I was kind of going off the rails too. So this has been so helpful, you know, to get me back on track and know that it's the long haul, it's the big picture, not, you know, what's just happening now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that, I think that's my win, you know, just trying to, and I've been doing, you know, because I'm competitive, so I'm in this 28-day challenge, so
Yeah.
doing the win calls and, you know, the courses, it's all been beneficial.
Good.
Remember to keep breathing and
Breathing.
keep calm. Okay.
Yeah, I need to write that down because I do
Yeah.
forget that.
Keep calm. Keep calm. Breathing and self hugs. And I learned, I'm taking a little course about a neuro-emotional intelligence, and hold a pillow in front of your tummy and hug it in front of your tummy. And it makes you feel safe like a kiddo with a teddy bear. And it really works. Take a towel or a blanket or a pillow or something. It really works. I'm telling you.
Good.
It's great. So but do that, Kathy, a lot. We need to remember that. Breathe and treat ourselves like a little kid that needs a comfort sandwich, right? We need to comfort the kid. We'll remain in control. So
Okay. Good advice.
yeah. So thank you for sharing. You got this. We got this. We're not going to give up or give in. We're aware. We're bringing our healthy mindset along with us on our stressful ride.
Certainly
You got this.
trying. Yes.
Yes.
And Mary, she was so brave. She shared with me her accountability photo with her little red capri pants on, and I won't. I would love to share it with you all, but it was a private share. But she sent me a picture of herself in her pants. It's the best. So Mary, you got to tell us your win and learn and what you're up to, because you've been inspiring the socks off of me. But that being said, you guys, Betty last night was the first person on with Dave Blanchard. And
Yes.
and she's so brave. I can't even tell you. Loud and proud. He literally looked at her scores and said, girl, you need to take this again. Do it first thing in the morning. Take
Yeah.
it without I love, he said, take it without thinking, thinking that everything in your world is the way you want it to be, because Betty was taking it from her perspective of her circumstances, which is interesting. I really thought his advice was very interesting, and
Yes, it was.
yeah,
It
so
was, yeah.
go back and watch that recording, guys, because it was really fascinating what he told Betty. So Mary, tell us what's going on with you and your red pants. I don't know how long you can stay today.
Sure. Yeah, lots of wins. Yeah, my red pants are when I met my lowest goal ever of 139. And I'm about 11 pounds back from there. So, yeah, the red pants are my goal pants. And so I sent the picture to Amy with the little zipper open and the little bit of fluff hanging over. And I mean, if I really would have tried, I could have zipped them, but it's not real. And so, yeah, it was like, okay, only girlfriends send a picture in your sport bra with your pants unzipped going, yeah, these will fit well but then again, go back to Habit Finder. I am that fantastical person that now sets my overall woot woot, I made it. And now I'm not seeing the joy for today because I'm projecting it all into the future that I have to be perfect, which then has led me into discouragement instead of joyful. I
Yeah.
think I'm the most joyful person ever, but yet, because now I have to be perfect, I'm not. So it was really good to see where we are on that spectrum. So
I
very,
was the
very,
same.
very interesting. But yet, so many wins. A lot of these challenges that have been around for so long with me for 6 years, I blow them off and I've kind of disengaged by now. I'm not. I am doing the wing calls. I'm on. I went to Mayo Clinic for 2 days with my husband, stayed 100% on program, did 18 flights of stairs and hurt my legs the next day. Made my husband go to Who Hot so that I could add the chicken broth, the a little bit of soy sauce, the healthiest sauces, get my vegetables in. Went to the work party last night and took the veggies with the cottage cheese ranch dip. So we had healthy dip, took cold cooked shrimp. So I had my protein. A teammate said, what should I make? And I was like, oh, deviled eggs. So I had 2 things I could eat.
Good for
Or,
you.
the stuff I took,
You
went through.
crafted your success plan.
Yep, went through the work party, didn't eat off plan. So many wins. I mean, I lost my 7 pounds. And for the girl who says you're a slow loser, right now I'm stalled, but that's okay. I got my 7 pounds in my first part of the 28-day challenge. And if the next pound or 2 or whatever comes off slower, I can be okay with that now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if it doesn't, I'm not going to tell myself I'm the slow loser.
Mhm.
It is what it is.
Remember what Dave said last night, right?
Right.
We have to call elephant on each other when we
Right.
hear I am this, I am that.
Yeah.
Right.
And when we're stinking talking, because elephant, right?
Yeah,
Mm-mm,
exactly.
mm-mm.
Exactly. So tons of wins, excited. And yeah, as long as nobody else shares, I'll send you my fat picture in my red pants. But just don't share it to anybody else, okay?
Yeah, you could upload it here. Everybody, raise your hand if you have a pair of accountability pants
Yeah.
with zippers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not with zippers. No.
Okay.
Mm.
If some sort of pants that are zippers, dresses don't count. It's got to
Oh,
be pants, right?
okay. No, mine are all elastic.
Yeah, well, it's okay. You've been
Once you get to Goal Betty, then you get a zipper, and then you'll know if you go back. That's what you do.
Zippers,
That's true. I
zippers,
know.
zippers suck because they don't lie. They are
And
your
they bite.
they are your best friend, right,
They
Rock?
bite. They bite when you have that little fat roll. They take a chunk
Yeah,
out of
they
there.
bite.
Not crazy.
Yeah.
They bite.
There's no give.
Yep. The litmus test is my skinny jeans. Can I actually spend a day in these or go somewhere in these and feel comfortable? No. Okay, I need to dial it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got mine zipped, Mary, but I wouldn't spend a day in them, that's for sure. Anyway, so let's see who else wants to share. Lane, Marisol, you guys are off. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to share your photo in the chat, you can, Mary, if you can upload it. Who else wants to share? Betty, do you want to share your experience last night?
Sure. I
Do you
sure
mind
would.
if I share? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Who's
Go
on,
ahead.
Marisol? Mari?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Michelle.
I'm driving, so I don't have the video on, but I appreciate you being vulnerable, Amy, and everyone else, because it just reinforces that we're all human. And like you said, it doesn't matter how smart you are. But last night, as I was listening to him, it was very emotional for me because it resonated more when he was talking about our, self-worth, and how, for myself is allowing somebody else to tell me what my worth is, or really, I always felt like I was a confident person, but I realized that deep down I'm not. And I enjoyed that he said that it's more than just weight loss. It's not just about that, because we could lose weight, but if our mind is not thinking correctly, then it's not really going to make us any healthier. And so it was emotional, because you think about a trauma, the traumas that you faced in your life, and what has caused me to be where I am now, as far as weight gain and where my mindset has been. And so, I've learned a lot, not just from what he was saying yesterday, but listening to everyone's story and reading my life book and learning a lot about me, and how you can't let somebody else dictate your self-worth. We were all created. We're created for a reason. And that reason, we have to appreciate that. And no one should tell us what that is worth. So I've been working really hard at it, and I have been sick. Like I told you, I've been sick since we started this 28-day challenge, but I've tried really hard to keep up with, with everything. But mostly just my thinking of, it's just what I think of me. And I've had to tell people, you might think it's selfish, but I have to finally put me first in my health, because I'm killing myself, taking care of all of you, and I am not seeing what it's doing to me. And I look in the mirror, and then finally I was like, oh my goodness, this is what it's done to me, So, I appreciated that. And I guess that was my win, is being vulnerable and really taking that in and learning from that, to grow from there, and to learn how to change that mindset.
Yeah, we literally kill ourselves trying to save everyone else, and it's not okay. God created us. I always say life is a gift and but health is earned. And God gives you the life, but you got to earn the health, and we go sideways don't we? And Marisol, you blessed me so much, just being so courageously vulnerable with your mindset. You just, from the very beginning, this girl, you guys, when I first talked to her, she was all about, show me the facts. I failed so many times before. I am not doing anything. It took her a month or so or more to figure out that she needed to do this. But once she was in, she was all skin in the game, all heart.
That's so true. I was so skeptical, because when you've tried everything and really have thought you have given everything, And
Yep.
last night when he was talking about a perfectionist, I was like, oh my gosh,
Yep.
if I don't do great, if I don't lose weight, if I don't do this, and if I don't do that, then I'm not good enough.
Yep.
You know, but it has nothing to do with that. So you're right. I did. I questioned. I told you, let me look at the facts first. Let me look into this.
And I literally gave up. I literally gave up on Marisol, you guys, because I was like, yeah, I'm not calling that girl. Not gonna text her. No. Mm-mm. And lo and behold, the next week she texts me, okay, I'm done.
Yep, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me try this. It's not gonna hurt me. Let me do
Yeah.
it and see where it goes. And I got my books, and I was like, I love this book.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I've
She-
lost my mind.
Yes.
The second she
Yes.
opened the second she opened the life book, it had her at hello, and she was in hook, line, and sinker. She told me
Yes.
the first thing she read was, this book is speaking directly to me. Where has it been all my life?
Right.
And he showed everybody, her husband, everybody, and she's taken a stand for herself in ways that I've never seen anyone take a stand so quickly. So bravo, girl. You're doing this. You're doing this. Now it's the next level, right?
Correct.
Now it's
Gotta
next level.
Keep moving forward.
And you're how many pounds now down?
I haven't weighed myself. I'm
Yeah.
over 30 pounds.
Over 30. Yeah.
Hey, that's
Yes,
good.
I'm more than 30.
So
3 months
Yes.
that I've been doing this, but when I go to my doctors and they tell me you look good, you know, your eyes are alive. I can see life in you.
And you didn't
You
have to
know,
have surgery. Yeah.
I didn't have to have surgery, and it's like, oh my goodness, like look at you. And I'm telling you, when my doctor held my hands and was like, wouldn't let go, it's like, I am so proud of you. You can reach your goals. You can do this. You are doing so awesome. And I was like, what, really? You can tell? I mean, you know, you hear other people tell you, but they're your friends, and they're like, oh man, they're just telling me because they love me, right?
Yeah.
The doctor don't love me. He loves my money. He don't love me, but he was telling me, I was like, wow, then you can tell.
Yeah.
So I could tell.
Yeah.
Tell. I feel lighter just knowing I'm eating correctly.
Yeah.
So I don't feel that heaviness that I always felt.
And thank you so much for sharing your introduction in the group, because I know she doesn't like sharing pictures at all. So you putting
no,
your
I don't.
little face in there meant so much for everyone who shared, who's very vulnerable about sharing their photos. And Mary, Mary was so flippin' proud of Mary, because Mary has been so resistant to share herself, and she went on her own page and shared so vulnerably. This is all part of the healing, guys. Just being out there and authentically you is just holding you accountable to a higher account to yourself and your new identity, right? It's a part of the process of anchoring your new soul. Okay. So it really is powerful when you can own it. It's like, yep, this is me and I own it, right? So encourage other friends to introduce themselves in the group if they haven't, you know, because it's just part of the process, and it's a safe place, right? And you don't have to put
Yeah.
yourself out. So it's part of the healing. How about you, Betty? You want to share?
Oh yes, it's everyone said so much. Kathy had said, "I'm so athletic," or "I'm so competitive," and I'm thinking, "I'm so non-competitive. I've never competed in my life." And well, look at this darn program; it makes me competitive. I got to put 20 points from that assessment into my points last night, so I gave the group 20 points. It's like, I got to give 20 points besides my one little wind call and my water and my steps. So that was a big win there. Another they put me down
There are
as
people winning money, by the way. They're not in our group yet, but
no, I won't win you any money, but I got you 20 points. 20
we got
points.
points from Betty. We
which
all
I-
contributed points for showing up.
Yes, and so the win was to take, and two, it was an answer to when he was talking about it, and it was like, well, you know, you could just walk, you could slink out of this room thinking, well, I'm the bottom of the barrel. I've had all this trauma. But I didn't feel. It's like, no, my group has held me up. My people have held me up. I've got a backing. You know what? I feel I'm at 17 points or 19 points, whatever it was on that first test.
Yeah.
But hey, it ain't 0. I'm starting right up here, you know? I'm up at least a tier or 2, and then I
Points. And
got
she's
up
like,
this
well, it's not 0.
yeah, I got up this morning and I mindset, I had my coffee, I was relaxed, I took it, and it came out 77, and I found some, and so some's at 60 and some's at 80, but the 3, um, it's really fantastic. And what else was
You're so
oh,
coachable. You're so
yes,
coachable.
I know, that's the first thing I saw was green coach, and it said, "You're perfect here, no problem, no risk, coachable," and I thought I had to laugh because I saw the coachable, and I said, "I'm coachable."
More than me.
Yeah. But the one thing and here something happened to me, last Friday when I went grocery shopping, hasn't happened in a long time. Every aisle, and when he was talking, let me see, every aisle was barking at me. Buy me, taste me, take me. How about me? I'm pink, I'm sparkly, I'm good. And I thought, ooh, I kind of grit my teeth to go through. And like you say, you're breathing your way through. Where was I before this group here? I would have been, I'll take you, but Fig Newtons, no, I'll leave you on the shelf, but I'll take you and I'll take you. And I didn't have to do that. It it was not, yeah, it was knuckling it, but I have someone to back me that I know is here. And I think that in the fact that I took that test again today and I just relaxed and said, I don't have to examine every single one and get it because
Get
that
it
the
right.
one thing that said as a perfectionist, the
Yes.
perfection because you're so far over here, perfection, you're
Yes.
procrastinator, you get nothing done because
Yes.
it's not perfect. And so,
Yes. Yes, Betty. Yes, yes,
uh,
yes. Yes,
so
yes, yes. You're way. And you know what? My best advice to everyone is stay out of the middle aisles. If you have to go
yeah,
in there for something, know exactly what it is, put your goggles on and go and get it or send
yeah,
someone else down the aisle.
yeah.
Truly.
Because
Better
mostly
yet,
I go the outside. Yeah.
better yet, online shopping, I never go, I go in as little as I possibly can because it's great marketing, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, and what you need is either so high up, I have to go get somebody with a ladder, or else yeah, get down on your knees and crawl and try to go away in the back. Nothing you want is right here where you could reach it. It's all floor level or way up there, you know. So
yep, absolutely. Well, bravo, bravo. I look forward to
thank you.
seeing your next win and your next level, Betty. You're doing awesome and more Kate work. It's great.
Yeah,
Bravo,
we'll
round of
see if I
applause, girl.
thank you, and I'll try and get in on the Thursday night one. So I
Okay.
hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about doing Thursday. So
Oh yeah, you want to do the class, absolutely do those classes with Dave.
okay.
I mean, I don't think they're going to interfere with Kate stuff. So, but you
Oh,
ask
no,
her,
I
but I
don't
don't
think
think it will.
I don't
And
think so, no.
everybody give each other a high five here. I gotta go off camera, but I'll leave you guys on. And
Mhm.
Roxy, please share and I will listen to the recording and keep chatting. Okay. Love you all. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, I think I will share that last week I had the COVID. I got it somewhere.
Oh, oh.
Um yeah, but it wasn't like in the past. I mean, it wasn't that bad actually. I only felt tired like 2 days, very tired, and even one day I didn't know. I went to work, but I had my period, so I thought like, oh, okay, it's everything just going through. But my throat was really, bothering me. So the next day I was going to work with a old couple, so I was worried about them. So I said, I better go and check to the doctor, and then it was COVID. So I stayed home, and I was kind of sad because I don't like to be home, the truth. And there's always a lot of things to do in a house, but I just prefer to go outside and do things. But I said, okay, I have to stay here. And the doctor told me I need to be home at least 4 days. I mean, I didn't have a fever. And I was kind of, I thought recovering very quickly. But I think my win is that I recovered quickly, but I was kind of feeling happy even though that I was to be confined at home. I stay positive and
Good.
I don't know, but this program gives me too much, even if you see a recording or something, and it's just, I mean, like, we don't have too much time to really be sad if
Yes.
we're sick. So, and I think that's a big win because, and in other things also, really good for me because I always hope that my daughter, she gained a lot of weight during the pandemic time. And she's like now over 200 pounds and she's just 21, but suddenly she probably she has something emotional against me as a mom because she doesn't want to eat the food that I cook. And when I told her that if she wants to do the program, like I can help her, she's like, no, I don't like that food. I tried one time and it's disgusting and blah blah. So I said, okay. She always had the option, but she feels like she doesn't care. And but I used to stop, pushing her, but I always do my cooking and my own things. So like a week ago, she told me like, okay, I'm gonna give you money and you can cook for me. And I was like, oh, because she is, she's losing weight on her own, but she said like, she doesn't even tell me how she's doing, but I can see her, she's not bringing so much junk, and so that's helping me also because I am if I don't see a donut, I never want a donut. I'm not gonna pay for a donut, but if she brings a box of donuts, I want 2 or 3. And she always brings all kind of things, like I'm really weak with them. So now we have a week like there is no donuts, no Mexican bakery. So she's doing good, and I was like, I was expecting this moment, because I always try to to cook now like things like she likes, but in a healthy version. And sometimes if I tell her, oh, this pasta is zucchini pasta, she's not gonna eat it. But if I just present her like, here is your favorite food, she eats like, oh, she's delicious. She doesn't know. I don't know why she's like that, but sometimes I tell her, but sometimes she says like, oh, I don't want to eat that again because healthy, she doesn't like healthy. But now she's changing a little bit. So that's a big win for me. And I always, I mean, like I'm wearing her clothes, like when she was young. I have her clothes there, and suddenly I was like trying this jacket, and I was like, oh, it fits me. So I have like extra clothes, but they were her clothes, and I told her, oh, here is your jacket. Well, if you lose weight, maybe you still can wear it because they're like, things over here. You don't really like a jacket. You only wear it on winter, so it's always good. So
Yeah.
those are my big wins for this last week. And yeah, that gives me joy that she, at the end, she's doing something about her health.
That's good. That's good. That
But
is good. It's
yeah,
hard, Roxy, when you see and she's 21, so you can't meddle, you know. It's not like, no, 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 you need to sit down and finish. Or no, you know,
Yeah.
you have to let them make their own choice. And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. For me, it's been very hard, that transition, because I mean, she always was a really obedient girl, and she says, yes, mommy, to everything that I said. And suddenly she's like, I don't want your food, I don't want your religion, I don't want anything like to do with, I mean, she lives with me, but I mean, she's like trying to be as independent as she can, and it's hard for me.
it is
So,
hard.
but yeah, I mean, with all this information that they share, I understand that they have to fly, and but you know, you never think like it's the right time for your babies to fly. I always, and then I only have one. It's hard for me,
It
but I
is.
said, okay, I understand she has to live her own life. So it really, the program gives me all the many tools that I said, like, okay, I mean, it's not so bad, and I don't feel it really, I mean, I don't really feel lonely, because there's all these groups, and I know many friends, and I don't know, but so many benefits for me at this time of my life.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. I'm glad you're feeling better, not with the COVID anymore, because but you see the difference is you were, before you say you didn't like to be the, but now we can have peace. You know, you can say, well, I can do this for 4 days. This is 4 days. And then, you know, you can make peace with that, even
Yeah,
though you have to stay. So that is, yeah, it is. It's just a different mind. Your mind is different. You're not trying to escape. You're just, okay, then I'll do this and I'll do that. But it's not forever. You know.
yeah, that's always plan B. Yeah, always try to, I mean, like, really, I mean, in the past I was like, and feeling bad, and not enjoying even those days. Like, I
Yeah,
still have to live them, but in a different, with a different mind. So that's totally the
yeah.
big difference.
That's great. Yeah, that is great. So, oh.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks,
gonna need someone else
thanks
to.
for sharing. Thanks for sharing, Roxy. Beautiful.
Thank you for.
I was just, there's a quote from Monday nights, or not a quote, but somebody said this, and it says, grow and change is painful. To grow and change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck wherever you don't belong.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah. So just a little bit about the assessment. So I thought I was I want to gal, but not exactly. So I have put out in the open and gonna ask my husband to, you know, if he hears me say, I have to, I should, I need to, those things, there's gonna a quarter go in the jar. So,
Oh,
and I want to include him in that too.
yes.
So I just, that just kind of made an impact, like, you know, I thought this is where I was, and not really. So
I like that. I think that's a good idea too, because with Gene's eyes going, you know, he gets depressed. Well, of course, when someone else is depressed, you know, it sucks you in, even though you try not to. And I like that.
he actually said to call it an elephant.
Yes, he did.
But yeah, I don't know.
Well, you can make up any word. You can have a
Yeah.
pet word that
And
something like,
the couple said, oh boy, we're gonna be saying that a lot tomorrow. So we just, you know, it's there again, the awareness, the consciousness of,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
or if it's, even if it's what you're thinking, even if you didn't say it, you know, but you thought it.
So
So
just
not
listen.
a whole lot different between.
If you hear the clink in the glass, you know that someone had a thought. And
Yeah. So But that,
Good.
you know, amongst other stuff, but that's what, you know, I think it's really valuable to listen to it again and dive deeper into the, you know, where you're at on those
Yeah.
scales, so.
Yeah, there was so much there. There really was.
Anybody have any takeaways from the wind calls, or? I guess one other thing I had written down is, say no to the old version and say yes to the new version.
Yeah,
Lean
that
into
was-
the new version of yourself. Those are just from the Monday night.
yeah, there was so much there. I wrote so much down that it's hard to.
Oh, have you ever, I also was called obsessed with the challenge. So I think that probably was wanting to be perfect too. You know, participate in every darn thing and wanting to be, but like, well, and I thought I could be obsessed about something else instead of learning, you know, wanting to be on the wind calls or on the taking the assessment, or so I kind of gave myself grace and said, okay, I could be obsessed with donuts. You know, I don't know. But just yeah.
Yeah.
I think myself, I'm not competitive at all.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how it feels to be competitive, but I was like, I don't really, I mean, like, if I'm on the last place, it's fine. And at least I'm doing it. I don't know, but it's a different stage of life. So maybe I need to be a little bit more competitive so that motivates me more to just, because sometimes I think there's some days like I forgot to put my score.
Oh,
And
did you? Oh, they
yeah.
don't remind you? They send me I don't forget, or I haven't forgotten, but they send a reminder. Do you get a
Yeah, but
reminder?
they come really early. So sometimes I haven't done like my water or things. So
Oh, no,
and
they
then at
come at
night I
night.
forgot.
Oh, they do late at night. I'm gonna call you, Roxy.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that. So,
It's at 10 o'clock at night when I'm putting mine in, I'm gonna say, and Roxy, I'm putting my scores in.
yeah.
I'm putting my 3 points
Yeah,
in.
just to make sure. Yeah, because I said like, oh, I haven't done it yet, so I'm not gonna put like it's done when it's not done.
Yeah,
So, yeah, probably.
yeah.
I just thought of another thing. So in my um profession, which I'm retired now, but perfection was almost have to be.
Yeah.
You know, we were in the laboratory profession, and if you didn't, as they say, dot the T's and cross the T's and dot the I's, you know,
Yeah.
so perfection was like kind of ingrained, that because it was pointed out to you, you potentially, if you weren't perfect, and so letting that go is,
Yeah. You well,
challenging.
there were consequences if you weren't doing it absolutely correct, you know?
There could be, yes,
Yeah.
there could be.
And so I can see that, and, you know, I would like you to be perfectly correct in some things. And yeah, I can see where it would be hard to let that go too. I liked Irma Brombeck. She said nobody ever died from sleeping in an unmade bed, you know. So said, you know,
Yep.
what's your priorities, you know. You're making medicine, please be very precise. If it's your bed, maybe you can live a day or without making it. So
Yeah.
hard. It's hard.
I'm glad here is we don't really have to I mean our coach is not gonna kill us because we didn't one day right back.
I know. That is the one nice thing is the coaches are so that sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to tell. I don't want to tell. And but they're so kind and they're so loving. And they say, well, now here's what you're going to do tomorrow. kind and gentle, but you're going to call me tomorrow and put your food in. Oh, okay, okay. I will do that. But
Yeah.
you know, you just do that.
Just
And
one millimeter at a time.
yeah,
Not big giant steps. Just tiny steps.
yes, and it works. And it's not so far. If you fall down, it's not so far. You can pick yourself up rather than if you've tumbled down a whole cliff, you know. Makes
Yeah.
so oh good.
Well,
Is there anyone else? Is it just the three of us on, or
there is another 3 ladies with
I see Deb? They got Deb on, so yeah.
Deb doesn't have a voice, right?
Sorry, Deb.
I know.
And
so when we finish this, there's still be a recording or
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't, did Amy? I don't remember if she clicked that or not.
oh,
yeah,
Record it.
when I entered, yeah, they said it was no, yeah, I see the recording thing.
It was recording. Okay, good. Good.
Okay, I think it's time to say goodbye then.
Yep, I
Yeah.
think. Oh, yeah, it does say at the top.